Bit of a somber atmosphere this morning as we come to you live from the memorial service, or the moments before the memorial service for Mum Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. There's lots of rehearsals taking place, and as soon as we moved up into the studio, you could almost feel the mood changing. When you're down there and you can be in the vibe of people coming in and getting things planned, it's different. But when you're up here, I think you start once again remembering what we are here to do, and that, of course, is pay respects to an incredible woman, a woman that dedicated her life to the struggle and to South Africans, the people of South Africa. Let's talk now to our presidential spokesperson, Khuselwa Diko, who, of course, is somebody that has been a part of this 10-day mourning period in South Africa and has been with the president through it all as well. I mean, we heard, good to have you on the program. Thank you very, very much. I know it's been a very tiring time for you. Yesterday we heard the president speaking at the provincial memorial in the Eastern Cape. He spoke so beautifully yesterday. Talk to us a little bit about what he was saying.
Well, thank you, Leanne, and thank you so much for having us. I think maybe just to start off by saying that it has been a difficult month. Yeah. In South Africa, we always mark April as Heroes Month, having lost so many of, the stalwarts and the heroes of our liberation struggle, amongst them Chris Hani, Oliver Tambo, now Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, and we just heard the news also of the passing of Dade Zola Skweyiya. So during this time, I think we use it as a moment, I think, of reflection, firstly, but also to celebrate the immense contribution that they have made to building South Africa to what it is today. When the president spoke, it was really in that spirit of saying, let not the life of Mama Winnie Mandela have been in vain. Yeah. There were particular things that she was particularly passionate about, amongst others, the issue of returning the land to the people, the fight against state capture and corruption. And in celebrating her life, we should make sure that we always continue to live up to those ideals that her and her generation would have wanted the South African government and the people of South Africa to live up to.
Yeah, we talk about her and her generation, and it is difficult for the ANC at this time to be saying goodbye to that generation, because it seems that these days, and somebody mentioned it, and I'm not too sure who it was, but just saying, we are going to have a lot of funerals because the generation is heading to that time where they are aging, they are old, and we do have to say goodbye. And it's a sad time for the ANC. I know it's a revival and a new dawn, but it's still a memory and a legacy that needs to live on.
Indeed, and I think we should look at their passing almost also as a passing of the baton to the generations that live. I mean, during these last 10 days, we have seen the people of South Africa, young women in particular, stand up and claim the legacy of Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, going out there and saying, I am Winnie, the values that she represented, I too will espouse them. So as we lose these compatriots, it's the ending of a particular chapter, but we're forever grateful for the contributions they have made. Each generation, I think it was Frantz Fanon who said, must find its own mission and seek to fulfill it. They have done their work. They have brought us to where we are now in terms of political liberation, and it is for us now to take it forward to the full economic emancipation of our people.
Yeah, for you as a young woman coming into this position, and I mean, being the presidential spokesperson, sitting alongside the highest decision maker in the country, I imagine looking at Mum Winnie, she must be a big inspiration, and always has been a big inspiration for you.
Leanne, we stand on the shoulders of giants. I always say this. You have people like Winnie Madikizela-Mandela, Mama Lilian Ngoyi, Mama Sophie Dubrain, even more recently, Mama Nosiviwe, Mapisa Ngakula, Batabile Dlamini, Angie Motsecha, and so many of them. I don't think that for me personally, it's a personal achievement. I think that it is the cumulative work of what they have done throughout the ages. One thing that Mama Madikizela-Mandela always taught us was never to be fearless, never to be fearful of anything, to be fearless, ensure that you are able to speak truth to power. And we're hoping that sitting next to the biggest decision maker, as you're saying, we're able to live up to that which he had expected, which is first and foremost putting the people of South Africa first, our communities first, and seeing the work that we do as a service to the people rather than some leadership role.
Yeah. Today, let's just wrap up. I mean, I can hear already what the crowds are going to be in for. Beautiful music, beautiful tributes. It is cold out there. We know that that the weather is not great, but then again, we seem to be used to this. It seems that every time a huge leader of our country falls, this is what we got to get used to: the heavens opening up and accepting them, and that's just what it is. But what is it that we're hoping to convey today?
Well, one thing that I'm sure we're going to see today is South Africans coming out in their thousands, in their multitudes to celebrate Mama Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. She wasn't of the ANC. She was a person of South Africans across all races, across all political persuasions. Just yesterday, the Deputy President, David Mabuza, would have met with leaders of various political parties, again bringing them on board in terms of the state of readiness for this service today as well as the funeral. And again, just conveying that message that she is an icon of South Africa, a mother of the nation. So here today I'm expecting to see a lot of color, I'm expecting a lot of singing, and I expect it to be as bold as Mama herself was. There was nothing shy about her during the time that she lived, and regardless of what the weather is, I'm sure we're all going to come out and celebrate her life in a fitting manner.
We will. Khuselwa, thank you very much for talking to us, looking as beautiful as ever, and I think honouring her in the best way possible. Khuselwa Diko is the presidential spokesperson, talking to us about some of the events taking place today and also the inspiration that she has drawn from the ferocious, incredible leadership of Mum Winnie Madikizela-Mandela. I say goodbye to you now during Morning Live, but I'll say once again hello to you a little bit later on Channel 404 when we come to you live from the memorial service. This is the channel that you need to stay tuned to. We'll bring you everything live here as well as the run up to it and some great opinions afterwards as well. Thank you for tuning in, and thanks so much for watching. God bless you. Sharp from here. Let me hand you back to the Auckland Park studios.
All right, thank you so much there too.